Morning, it's Monday morning, up already, it's my youngest birthday. It's a really exciting morning in our house, but I've had a class to teach, so I've done that. And before I go back to our celebrations, I really wanted to share with you a mini loop band workout. So I'll step back. So loop bands can be used for loads and loads of different things, but typically people use loop bands for training the thighs, the bottom, the hips, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a medium resistance band here because that, for me, feels comfortable to maintain a certain kind of pace. Obviously, we're all going to move at a different pace depending on how familiar we are with the movement and how conditioned we are to doing it. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And I really want to take you through some of these exercises. So these are my newest resistance band, loop bands. And it's great. I've got a bit of a reflection on the camera, so hopefully you can see this. It comes with a little booklet inside with some of the best, most regular exercises that you can do. And the recommendation from these guys is that you do 20 minutes a day for about 30 days, and you'll notice a real difference. So I'm going to really up my resistance band game now that I've got these in hand. It helps that they look pretty, so it's a bit more appealing to want to do it on the days when you just think, actually, do you know what, I'm not feeling this today. So I've warmed up because I've just taught a class, so I'm going to get straight into this. But you may want to take yourself through some gentle range of motion movements, okay? But to begin with, I'm going to do a regular squat. So I've got this band just above my knees, okay? Feet are hip width or just further apart, toes generally are pointing forwards. Some people might need them ever so slightly pointing outwards for comfort. And then I'm going to lift the belly button in, keep the chest open, and squat down. Good. Now, the heavier the resistance on these bands, the more temptation there is to want to allow the knees to come in, like this. So these are great because you're really having to activate your hips to keep those knees out. Good. So I would typically do about 12 of these squats. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to take some lateral walks, otherwise known as crab walks. I teach these as crab walks. So you bring yourself down to this squat position and you're going to take some steps out to the side. Good. And a nice way to add intensity to these is to add a little bounce for every step. Woo. So you've got this gorgeous resistance on the outside of the thigh here, side booty, but you're also getting an extra thigh burn on the front of the leg there. So they're super. Okay, standing lateral hip extensions. So here, you want to feel like you're in a really grounded, strong position. So belly button's drawn back towards the spine. If like me, you've got a bit of a curve in your back, you might want to tuck your tailbone slightly to flatten that out. Chest is open, making space here. And then you're going to take this lateral leg lift. So again, I've worked 12 repetitions there. 8 to 12 repetitions is quite a nice rep range, quite a common rep range. Okay, and then again, on the other side, taking care, you're obviously going to take your weight through the supporting leg, but taking care not to really lean over to the side. So really strong torso here. Two more. Good. Your stabilizers in your lower legs, you should really feel that through your feet, through your ankles, and up through your lower leg, keeping you nice and steady. Okay, next on this list here is a side-lying clamp. I love these, and there's loads of ways to make them more intense. One way is to add a loop band. You can take a little rest, take a load off, heels and feet are together. We're going to do an inverted clamp, keeping the heels together. There are different kinds, but we're just going to lift the knee, against the resistance of that band. More side booty. 3, 4, 5, good. Breathing out, 6 to lift. 7, and in to come back. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, super. Bringing your weight up and over to do this on the other side. So evening everything out. Good. Here we go. So notice my feet are together, knees are slightly in front of my body. You can use your arm as a rest. Lift the knee and squeeze against that resistance. 2. Breathe out, breathe in. 5. And while you're in this position, really taking time to pay attention to your belly. Is it still drawn in towards the spine? How we set ourselves up right at the beginning? The goal is to try and maintain that as much as possible. Just a gentle lift. And back together. I love those, love them. Okay, so what are we on with now? Kneeling side kicks, so otherwise known as fire hydrants. Again, working the outside of the hips a lot. It's nice, we're getting different ranges of motion through the hips here and working the different muscles in the hips and the glutes. So it's up to you whether you tuck your toes or relax them. Tucked toes might feel like it gives you a bit more support. If you, like me, again, have a bit of an arch in your back, you want to try and level that out before you start. Belly button lifted. You might need to tuck your tail slightly. Stacking the joints, shoulders, elbows and wrists in line. Knees are going to be about hip width apart. And then you're just going to lift up and out. 2. Glamorous, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. But fire hydrant is a great exercise. 6, 7, 8, 9. Using your breath to help you. Breathing out to lift. 10, 11, 12. Knees together. I'm going to bring myself facing this way so you can see me from a different angle. My legs are in the same position. I'm now going to lift on the other side. Belly button stays lifted to support your lower back. Tuck the tail if you need it. And then breathe out to lift. And notice that the rest of my body is still. I'm not leaning as I do this, okay? So all this movement should be really contained to the hip. It's not a whole body thing in terms of leaning over. 6 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, lovely. And now working the gluteus maximus, the big, fleshy, peachy one, right in the middle at the back. Big, big power muscle. We're going to do a kneeling kickback. So there's another one on this list. And there's lovely little demonstrations on this list as well. And you can obviously refer back to this if you fancy giving it a whirl. Tucking the toes or not, it's up to you. And you're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remembering these nice stacked joints, arms aren't out, Superman'd out in front of you. 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Okay, changing legs. Again, just being careful that as you lift one leg off the ground, that you're not shifting your weight all the way over from one side to the other. And just revisiting your belly and your hips again, flattening out the back. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more. 2 and 1. one. Ah, love it. Okay, so bring yourself to this kind of seated position, keeping your band in the same space. We're going to do some hip bridges now. You've probably done these before. The added benefit of doing these with the resistance bands is that you're really working hard to keep the knees from pulling in together. So you're in a much more active space here on the outside of the glute and the hips. Okay? Good. So, bring yourself down onto your back. Ankles quite close to your sitting bones. You should be able to almost feel the backs of your ankles or heels, with your fingertips. Good. And you might want to just tuck your pelvis a couple of times, so lifting the pubic bone forward just to flatten out the lower back before you start. And I like to take the backs of my hands down and the palms of my hands lifted or facing up towards the ceiling so that I can't press through them to help me in this exercise. Weight should be fairly evenly distributed between your heels and the balls of your feet. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath out to curl up from the tailbone into this bridge position, really lifting the hips up nice and high and squeezing your glutes, keeping the hands down. And then you're going to lower. You can feel the ground beneath you, but you're not going to take your weight through. So you're keeping this midsection, your lower back, your deeper abdominals, and some activity in your thighs. And lift and squeeze. Four more there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then this is just an extension of that I would be adding to my regular routine here. A nice little hip abduction. So you're going to take yourself back up into that bridge. Nice even weight distribution through your feet. And you're going to just squeeze the knees out to the side. 2. 6, 7, keeping these hips lifted, squeezing the glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring yourself back down. Good. Bring yourself back up, however feels comfortable to do so. We're going to go through this with a little bit more pace now, okay? So I've shown you through one round. I would be doing this 3-4 times, 8 to 12 repetitions, and adjusting the resistance band accordingly to however I feel that I need it that day. Okay, sometimes I feel really, really strong and I want to slow it down a little bit. Other days I feel like, I just want to do some conditioning work, but, maybe just want to kind of enjoy it and kind of take it a little bit easier, especially if it's the time of the month or you're feeling hormonal or you're a bit stressed and overloaded and overwhelmed. You want to come out here and you want to enjoy it and you want to maintain a really good form and posture. So not overloading yourself makes that more manageable. Okay, so for today's purpose, I'm sticking with the medium and I'm going to take the squats, okay? Regular squats, 2, keeping my knees outwards, not letting the band pull them in. 5, 6, 7, squeezing the hips and the glutes at the top. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, lateral walk, stay down. Taking a bounce as well if you want it. 6, back the other way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Okay, standing, hip extensions, lateral leg extensions, belly button drawn back, active, but not braced, not too tight and tense, just awake, back towards the spine. Feel it relax if you need to, and then pull it in. Relax, in, relax, in. Okay, so it's not necessarily a big movement, just a little one. Chest open will help you to feel more stable here. Active belly button. Good. 12, 11, 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Other side. Here. 12, 11. This is my wobbly side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okie dokie. What are we going for? Clams. Laying down on your side now. Resting your head in your hand. Good. Belly button still lifted though towards the spine, okay? So it's still awake. Feet are together. Knees are slightly in front of you. You're going to lift. Taking care not to roll your body backwards as you do this, or to allow the bottom leg to lift off the ground. And just linger for a little second, a split second at the top. Holding those muscles under tension for a little bit longer. Good. Right, let's change sides. Where you work one side, you work the other. We don't want wonky hips. Good, feet together. Belly button lifted again, keeping it awake. Let's go. Good. 6 more. 5, 4, let it linger at the top. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to do those kneeling fire hydrants now. Good. Stacking the joints, okay? The reason we stack the joints is generally because stacked joints are strong joints. They're in the most optimal position to be able to support each other, okay? So shoulders, elbows, wrists are in line. If you've got a dip in the back, lower back here, you might want to tuck your pelvis, lift your belly button slightly. If you're the other way, you really reach out or curl around, you might want to bring the shoulders down away from the ears and shoulder blades down your back. So just adjusting yourself so that you feel that you've got this nice flat back. Okay, we're lifting out to the side, tuck the toes or not, it's up to you. 1, 2, 3. Just a parallel leg lift. 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Good. Okay. Changing sides. Remembering, guys, as you get tired, it might be harder to keep yourself steady and not to shift your weight completely over to the side when you do this. Keep your belly button lifted and your joints stacked, and this will feel more manageable. Go. 2. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Okay, let's go for those hip bridges. Love a hip bridge. So they are working all the big, powerful muscles in your glutes, your thighs, the front of your thighs, your quads, your hamstrings, but also your lower back and your deeper abdominal muscles that are really supporting you and that actually support all the muscles of your pelvic floor that support your pelvis and all your pelvic organs. So this kind of movement is an absolute winner. Just want to nail your form. Good. So bringing the heels back. So they should be, I've got quite short arms, I think. Some people teach it, you should be able to touch your heels. But actually for me, that feels really intense in my knees. So I have to bring mine out slightly. As long as they're not kind of right out here, you're okay. Belly button drawn back, and if you need to, just tuck that pelvis slightly so that you get your lower back nice and flat on the ground to start with. Palms facing upwards, upper body is relaxed. Even weight distribution, let's go. Weight distributed evenly between the heels and the balls of your feet. 4, 5, lift and squeeze the glutes. 6, 7, 8, and we're bringing the weight down. You can feel the ground beneath you, but you're not going to relax your weight into the ground. 2 more. And then we're going for those hip bridge abductions, straight in. 1, 2, 3, 4, keeping the hips up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, knees together, bringing yourself down. Good, and if you want to take a bit of a stretch through the lower back and the glutes, you can bring your knees into your chest here. And then bring yourself up however feels comfortable. You can either bring yourself straight forwards or over onto the side. Woo! If that feels a little bit more gentle and a bit more manageable. So 2 rounds there of the SMUG recommended loop band workouts. Okay, so I hope you enjoy them. If you've got some loop bands, give it a whirl. If you haven't got any loop bands, bob onto the link on my Instagram bio and it will direct you to SMUG. So Sleep SMUG, and you can go on there and you can order some resistance bands, and feel free to use my code, which is FitTribe20. Information will be in the post. So hope you enjoyed that. If it feels good and you want to keep going, do it. Do it another 2 rounds, definitely. And I'll be back with more options. We'll keep building. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, folks.